muna apa namanya kurang ada puni pal itu tambah. Mana? Dina. Ya, bukan dia buat terus letina kemana?
Il.
Means a lot to us and the whole community, both our chief guest today, the words of the wisest man under the sun, the book.
Thank you very much, MC. The Minister for Women Empowerment and Child Protection of Indonesia, Her Excellency Professor Dr. Yohana Susanna Yembise, Tui Wemaro, village elders, our forever supportive Commissioner Central, community leaders, civil servants, guests. I see children outside, a special bula to the children sitting outside. I only wish they were sitting inside because this also includes the welfare of the children. What we are doing today very much affects our children as well. Villages of Tikina, Soloira, ladies and gentlemen, Nisambula Vinaka, and a very, very good afternoon to you all. Please allow me to thank you all for the warm welcome, the traditional welcome accorded to us, and especially our Minister from Indonesia. We are very grateful. We are very grateful to be here with you this afternoon in your beautiful village. Forgive the sound. I think the mic is happy too. Ladies and gentlemen, today's event marks another day of history where we come together as a government, as civil societies, our international partners, and you, of course, the most important, as community, to say yes to peace and no to violence. Eliminating violence against women has been translated into our government's commitment as a government, as a ministry, as a minister heading that ministry. I'm very much committed to seeing that we all work together to ensure that we get rid of the increasing levels of violence that is prevalent in our society. If I were to give you statistics, ladies and gentlemen, survey reports show that 64% of our Fijian women get beaten, abused. And that is an alarming figure. On that note, the ministry and the government, we are committed to ensuring that we create more awareness amongst communities, and thus the declaration of zero tolerance communities in Fiji. Many communities have been declared zero tolerance to violence. What it basically means is we all get together and say, look, no, we are not going to have violence in our communities. And it should also be noted that we cannot do it alone. The government cannot do it alone, village elders cannot do it alone, women cannot do it alone, families cannot do it alone. So we need to work together, and that's what we are doing in partnership with you, so that you take ownership of this. It's not going to be just a big board which we are going to see unveiled saying, okay, this is a zero tolerance violence free community. We have to make it into one, where everybody takes ownership and responsibility, where everybody sees violence as a crime. And of course, violence is a crime. Reporting, talking about it, assisting each other, so that together we can create a community for the children sitting out there. Because the greatest impact of violence is felt by the children who witness that. The scars, the bruises, teeth broken, may be fixed. You'll agree with me, eh? Women lose lives. Families break up. Children get separated from their parents. They grow up without their parents, looked after by guardians. Do we want that for our children? I'm sure you will say no. Okay? So, any form of violence, this program, what it tries to do is tries to make people see the impacts of violence and how best we can tackle it. Because we want Fiji to be a better place tomorrow than it was yesterday. 64% can come down, believe me, if you and I and all of us work together and say, no, we're not going to have violence in our homes. Any form of violence, threatening, beating. As I mentioned, women continue to lose lives. They continue to lose the unborn children if they are not born. And who subjects them to this violence? Is men. We are not saying all men are bad. We are not saying all men physically abuse their wives. We are not saying that. We are saying that there are men out there who continue to beat their wives. Children witness that. And these children grow up thinking, this is the right behavior. It's okay for me to beat my girlfriend. It's okay for me to bully my sister. Because they learn that behavior in the home. So I believe that we can have many programs. We can invest a lot of money trying to create that awareness. But if each one of us has that in our heart, that violent nature, we may not win this battle. And that's why today I appeal to each and every man, woman, boys, girls, grandmothers, grandfathers, to instill that value. I think we've forgotten how we love each other, how to care for each other. How does someone feel when he or she is beaten up? The pain. Let's not inflict pain on our loved ones. Let us preach those values and we look upon churches and faith-based organizations to preach that to the people, because you are in direct touch with the people, saying no violence. Let's live a peaceful and a happy life. Okay? And men and women need to work together for that. And so one of the reasons why we have our minister from Indonesia here is we are working with the minister for women in Indonesia and seeing how best things work. There are things that we can bring here. If I can remind you, Fiji has a population of 900,000 people, close to 900,000, not even a million. In Indonesia, their population is 250 million. 250 million. So for us, Honorable Minister, it's easy to fight this battle. It's very easy. I can understand the challenge you will have with that 250 million people. We have 49%, close to 49% women and girls, and close to 51% men. So there's equality there. Okay? So yes, it's not easy, but we have a commitment. The government is committing funds for these projects. The ministry has officers who are there to work with you. Of course, we have a memorandum of understanding with the police force. If you see that thing there, it's a crime. But that's the last resort. We don't want you to spend your time in prison, away from your wives, away from your children. But it's happening. And every day we hear about a case of domestic violence. Every day we hear a case of child abuse, sexual harassment, rape. So seriously, ladies and gentlemen, we need to think about it. Let this village, let shame not be brought upon you because one person does something wrong and you all are ashamed. Let's not happen. I think we have a very beautiful and a peaceful village here. So each one must look out for each other. Why do we have young girls being raped and sexually harassed? Our boys are no longer safe. And that's a global issue. It's not only happening in Fiji, it's happening everywhere. So if we do not address it now, if we don't say, let's stop, I'm sure Her Excellency will tell you what laws they have in their country for rape and violence and stuff. It's very strict laws. I was surprised and I said, let's have a few of your laws here. She will talk to you about it. But making laws, having these programs are our commitment. But who follows the law? It's you people. Who makes sure the perpetrators are brought to justice? It's the police. And whose job is to make those laws and programs known to you? It's ours. So it's you, them, us, and everybody working together, hand in hand, to see that we create a better system. And we can start with your village and say, look, we declared this village zero tolerance to violence free, and there's no reports of violence here. There's no. Let's make a pledge today and say, no man is going to beat his wife. No boy is going to beat his sister, or whatever relationship we have where there is men and women. There are other ways. I mean, we have children being beaten up. There are other ways. Okay? Of course, you'll say to me that in the past, when we grew up, we were beaten. Our parents used to beat us. I think we all remember how we used to get beaten. The tamarind stick, the belt. But times have changed. We have laws in place where now there's no corporal punishment. No corporal punishment in home, no corporal punishment in school, so that we do not promote violence. Of course, as parents here, as grandparents, you have an equal role to play as well, to see that your son, your grandson, and your granddaughter or your daughter-in-law is safe from these things. Okay? So we need to practice what we preach. We need to be sure that we know the whereabouts of our children. That's another thing. Now and again we hear reports children go missing. From one village they are found in another 10 villages away after a week. Why does that happen? So as a family, I mean, my message to you this afternoon is, as a family, as parents, as guardians, please play your roles well. Be responsible. Protect your women and children, protect your families, especially our children, from violence, because they are our future. We do not want to worsen the problem that we have in Fiji with a very high domestic violence rate. We want to decrease or actually stop any form of abuse. We don't want to see anybody go through rape, sexual harassment, and all that because of the impact it has. So I would like to give this opportunity to our Honorable Chief Guest this afternoon to deliver her address. And on that note, to Turanga Natui Wemaro and your people, thank you for the support. It wouldn't have been possible without you, Commissioner Central, your staff. This wouldn't have been possible without you. And of course the people, the villages, the women, the men. Please work in partnership. Should you need any other support and assistance in trying to empower your women, in trying to better your livelihood, in trying to look after your senior citizens, our ministry does this. We are a ministry that looks after the senior citizens, women, children, and the poor. And our staff will be able to gladly help you. And on that note, I must say that it's very pleasing to see 5 months after TC Winston hit us, the resilient spirit is still there. We are smiling. We are up on our feet. And that's the true Fijian spirit that we have. Let nothing dampen your spirit when you move forward. I know we were all shocked and scared when the cyclone hit us. I'm sure your village was also hit. Houses were destroyed, Commissioner? Yeah? No? Okay. So, glad, So, anyways, with those words, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. And once again, a big Binaka Vakalevu for partnering with the ministry. Now you are a partner to the ministry. Your village is a partner to my ministry, and I will see to it, my staff will see to it. We have the permanent secretary here, that we make this project a successful and probably the most successful zone according to this program, where we do not have reports of any form of violence. I think we can agree to that. We can? No more fight? Only peace? No, especially the men. How about it, men? No more violence? Naka. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, Minister of Women, Children, Poverty, Alleviation, Ms. Rosy, community leaders, Chairman of Civil Servants, distinguished guests, ladies and children. I see outside, they should be inside here. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to all of us. We call it in Indonesia Selamat Sore. That's a very good afternoon. Selamat Sore. And Bula Venaka. I'm trying to pick up some of the words. It's been a great pleasure for me to stand up here to speak to you all. I'm so happy to came here when the first time entered this building. You welcome me with the traditional ways of doing things, and it's very interesting to see your traditional ways. I think I come from Papua in Indonesia. I also have similar cultures with you, with the Melanesian background. And I'm so happy to meet you all here. Speaking of women and children, it's a global issue. It's not an easy issue. This is a very serious issue. In Indonesia, women and children are part of the national development. That's why I'm here as a Minister of Women Empowerment and Child Protection. I'm dealing with a lot of issues of women and children across Indonesia. Ms. Rosy mentioned already the number of population is 250 million, about 51% men, 49% women, about 87 million children in Indonesia. So that's a big issue. You have a small number. It's easy to manage the people, the women and children. Indonesia, sometimes I'm going crazy, headache with the issue. Every day, cases reported to me. I call all the leaders across Indonesia, 34 provinces, 529 districts, 540, about 68 cultures, traditions, and different kind of religions. So it is hard to see this. There is an influence on tradition, religious, towards women and children. So it's good to be here. I can share my experience with you. We have cases every day. The increased one is sexual abuse towards children in Indonesia. Our president's very angry. Even though we have already got a law, child protection law, we have violence against women law, very strict punishment, about 20 to 25 years in jail, paying about 3 million billion rupiahs for this, but still not enough. Predators everywhere in Indonesia, especially men. I don't want to blame women, but I don't know how come men don't have a heart to see women and children. I already move around Indonesia, across the country, and I say, you save one woman, we save the nation. Without a woman, we are not here. There is nothing like men and women in the world. This planet must be empty. But because of women, we are all here. We have to respect them. We have to love them. How can we beat them? That's the psychological, things behind this philosophy, that I use every day. We save one child. We save the future of the nation. We all going to die one day. Don't think of ourselves. Time is very short. Look at the children. They're the one who continue our life. We have to prepare them so that their times they're going to feel happy, or even maybe worse, I think. So that's the things that I want to say. We have laws already, but still cannot help. We have now a new law. The president asked us, my ministry, we have to do new law. New law number 1, 2016. The law said that whoever done anything, sexual abuse towards children especially, and girl child, get punishment. Very heavy one, chemical castration, death penalty, and long life sentence in jail. So that's the newest one we have. Very strong and heaviest one. We hope the predators, whoever want to exploit, children and women, will experience this. Will be decided by the lawyer. And not only chemical castration, after they have the base punishment for about 20 years, they got chemical castration for 2 years. When they go out, they put the chips inside the body of somewhere. So wherever they go, people know their position. They have to be careful about that, about the dangerous men. So that's the one, the newest one. All the president is very concerned about women and children. So that's the one I want to share with you. I think you have a small population. You can work together with your ministers. We can all share experiences together. What we have in Indonesia, we can share with you. And I want to bring you to see Indonesia. In the eastern part of Indonesia, the physical violence, husband beating wife, men beating woman, across the eastern part, including Papua. It's quite and very high. In the western part of Indonesia is psychological violence everywhere, and sexual violence everywhere. But now the highest one is sexual abuse towards children. So we are working very hard also to reduce. We have 3 main programs to reduce violence against women and children. Human trafficking, where women and children are also the victims. We try to end that one, and we help the ladies in the villages, housewives with home industries, so they can work. They are all not really depending on their husband, but they can also open their small business at home. I'm very happy. I can share with you a little bit, even though I don't want to take a lot of time talking to you. But I wish you all the best in this village. I pray for you so that the village will free of violence. You have to be the model here. We need one village to be the example, to the model, so that the others can come and learn from you. I also like to get information from Miss Rosy about the progress you made here, so that she can also share with me. Who knows, one day I bring the ladies from Indonesia to come and learn from your village as well. Yeah, so again, thank you very much for accepting me here. I feel like I'm a part of you now, because I already experience your traditional way, and I'll also drink your traditional drink. Very nice. Thank you very much. Pinaka.
Narrow bridge. All right. So this is also made from tree. That's a traditional cloth.
Yep.
Are we there? Are we there? Are we there? Beautiful. Okay. Yembise, go Indonesia.
Go Indonesia.
Go Indonesia.
Come to see again.
Yeah. Will you put it for me?
Hey, Papa, if I sit down, I won't be able to wake up. Where's my spade?
God bless this tree of mine. And God bless this village.